Pittsburgh, at that time, we fired Terry Brennan, the coach, the football coach, the dean of the commerce school and the dean of the law school, all within 1 year.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Pittsburgh.
Well, could you imagine somebody trying to flunk out 200 students now? There'd be,
Well, there was a riot almost.
200 lawsuits.
yeah, oh yeah, that's exactly what there'd be.
Yeah,
You know, and of course, if any of them were minority, they'd be taking over the dean's office and
yeah.
everything else.
Well, he got to be, people were just petrified of the guy.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like he was the inspiration for that guy in the paper chase.
Yeah, well, he was all hunched over. You go in and see him, and he'd look at you, and I'd say, well, you know, I think we ought to do this. I used to go in and talk to him, because I was petrified of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd just look at me, and he said, and he'd say, don't you think we should do this? He'd look at you, and he wouldn't answer. I'd say, well, I asked you a question. He said, well, I'm not giving you an answer. That's it.
Yeah, if you search your pictures there, you see Uncle Bob and Dad, I think, in a dorm room or something in law school.
Yeah.
It didn't come up.
Charlie,
It's in the collection.
Yeah, I wouldn't know where to find it though.
Oh.
Charlie, your father gets so petrified of this dean. He would go up to his, he was on the 4th floor of Fisher, and I was on the 3rd floor. He would go up to his room, and he'd shut the door, and he'd put a big sign on the door, do not disturb. He wouldn't come out of that room and, for months. I mean, he would just be locked in there with paper and stuff. Really Christ, I mean.
Wow, yeah, that was like
Was
Dad.
he worried about
He
getting
decided to
kicked out?
study.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So he took it serious, like, oh my gosh, because that was.
well, I did
he
too.
was
I
type
mean,
A.
everybody did after that slaughter. I mean,
Yeah, wow.
we had guys that went to what we called, University of Miami was called the Notre Dame Annex. Go down to Miami, that's where they all went. They take them in.
Oh, the ones who got kicked out of Notre Dame?
Yeah, they go to the University of Miami Law School.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, did he just raise the bar, like grade-wise? He
Yeah.
said, okay, instead of a 68, it's gonna be a
Well, it
78?
was 70, but what he did was, he told the professors to grade harshly. So if you missed a point, you miss you'd be in trouble. And if you flunked more than 2 courses in the course of 3 years, you were out. So he had you kind of boxed in all down the line. And then 50% of your grade was your comprehensive. So you take it,
Which is the final.
which would be every year or every semester, let's say you were a freshman, you take the first year, and then the second semester, you would be responsible for all the stuff you learned in the first semester. Would be mixed in these exams. And then by the time you were a third year, you were responsible for everything you took. And it was, a lot of guys had trouble with that.
Yeah, yeah, I bet.
If they crammed and they forgot, they were doomed. And your father was sitting there with his paper and holy Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was one thing about Dad. He was either dead in the water or all in.
Oh, he was a tiger.
Yeah. There wasn't never a middle gear with Dad. It was
No, he
first
took
or
everything very
fifth.
serious.
Fifth in reverse.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Go fast.
Yeah.
We took him out one night. We said, Charlie, you gotta get out of your room. So we took him out and we went to some steakhouse supposedly. We all had a few drinks. He ended up playing the piano and started to sing. Did you know your dad could play the piano?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He'd sing.
Yeah.
He was singing. There was a big picture hanging on the wall behind us. And the whole damn picture came down.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Did
Wow.
he go? Did you tell him about your foray into the wedding crashing business?
No, I never told that.
Well, I believe it's an appropriate story for this discussion.
There was a guy in the dorm. His name was Tom King. He had gone to undergrad at Notre Dame. And he would get the South Bend Tribune. You'd look up who was getting married in South Bend. this weekend. And of course, South Bend was 100% Polish.
Okay.
Jak si masz, tam shine, you know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so he'd look up and he'd say, oh, there's a big wedding over at St. Stanislaus Church and the reception's in the gymnasium. Let's go.
This was your dad?
No, this is King.
Oh, yeah.
So I went with him a couple of times, and then I don't think your dad would do it. But there was another guy, George Tompkins, that we went there one night, and we're, you know, in there, and this guy comes up to us, and he said, who are you guys friends with? The bride or the groom? And we, you know, one guy said the groom, the other guy said the bride. And we got kicked out.
That's hilarious. We were watching PBS about 2 months ago, I guess it was, and they had the Leopold and Loeb case on.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a lot of time was spent on Robert Crow's role in the whole thing. And it was so I couldn't remember at the time, but it was Uncle Bob's grandmother's brother who was Robert Crow.
Okay, Uncle Bob's grandmother, so your mom and Uncle Bob's grandmother's brother. Oh, so they're great uncle.
Yes, and so my great uncle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was head of the Republican Party. He was a Yale graduate and a feisty. He's a guy that made me a lawyer actually, and he was a feisty guy, and we called him Fighting Bob. And he tried that case in the Leopold and Loeb. My dad was in the office at that time, in the state's attorney's office, but he didn't have any really participation in that case, which I think maybe he should have, and it would have helped his career. But
Well, what a gruesome case.
Oh, yeah, terrible.
It's haunting.
There was another story I'll tell you, and then we gotta get out of here. South Bend was Polish, and everybody would say, Jak si masz, and then the reply was Dobrze, adoption. And, you know, everybody spoke Polish. And we had maids that would make our room up. My room was immaculate, you know, but some guys were Slavs, and, you know, they complained. But the Studebaker made their cars in South Bend. And all of a sudden, there was a strike, and a steel strike, and that meant everything was shut down in South Bend. South Bend Lathe, Ball Band, which was a big company, and Studebaker, and all these people were out of work.
Yeah.
It was a steel strike. Well, there was a club in South Bend called the Greater Polish National Alliance Club of South Bend, which was on top of a warehouse or something in South Bend. And so this guy King says, oh, he said, have you ever been to the Polish National Alliance Club of Greater South Bend? I've never been there.
Oh, funny.
So the three of us got in I guess a bus, or we used to have a bus at Notre Dame to take you downtown. I didn't go out much because we were studying most of the time. But this was a Saturday night, what the hell. So anyway, we get in the bus, we go down there, and we go to this Polish National Alliance Club, and we ring the bell, and the guy says, are you guys members? This guy's standing at the top of the stairs. We said, no, we're not members, but we're here as representative of the National Labor Relations Board to resolve this strike. He said, well, come on in then, come on in. Go ahead, doggy.
Here, Lou.
Yeah. So we go in there, and here they got a Polish band going, a dance floor, all the food you could eat, and all the drinks for like 20 cents. It was, you know, it was unreal. We were dancing with the Polish girls doing the polka and all this stuff.
Oh, man.
Hilarious.
And we go back to South Bend, and they had in those days a curfew, except for the law students.
Okay.
We didn't.
No.
And they had two guys that enforced the curfew, Father McCarriger and his associate, Father McAuliffe. And they called McCarriger Black Mac because he drove around in a black suit and a black car. So we're going back to the campus and it's closed because it's after hours. Well, Black Max stops us.
Oh.
And we had to show him our identification and everything. Tell him we're in law school. You know, and therefore he gave us a pass. But otherwise we'd have been, I don't know, thrown out of school or something.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
That's funny.
Well, what happened at the Polish Union? Didn't you get caught and they kind of roughed you up a little bit?
No, they were very
That was
nice.
the version I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they were very nice to us.
Well, because you lied to them.
Well, they were, the town actually shut down. I mean, there was,
No, I understand that.
there was no jobs, everybody's out of work.
Wow.
The strikes were big in those days, because
In the 50s?
the steel industry
Oh, God, yeah.
and the railroads,
Yeah, it's hard to imagine how all that's changed.
they just stopped, everything
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah.
You know, crazy world,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was a fun world too, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clowning around.
Our dorm guy was a Father Borman, and I got real friendly with him. And then strange stories started to come
Oh.
about. The guy died of AIDS.
Oh, wow.
And,
Yeah.
all right, you ready for the trip home?
Yeah, so what, so now what,
What we do tomorrow? What time do you want?
yeah, so you talked about,
I
very,
want to take you people to dinner, so you make arrangements.
so are you staying the night, tomorrow night, or you drive, you, okay?
Oh, okay.
So I thought, yeah, you wanted to go to the pier.
Yep,
What's your plan tomorrow? So he likes to take a nap around 2, so I thought,
I can
That
wait.
might work out because our guys have, Joey, I guess, does not have baseball. Charlie is what, 11 o'clock?
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't think he knew.
Well, it's on the schedule.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
thought we could meet up around 10,
Okay.
hit the pier and grab lunch, and then we can head back around 2 for a nap.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I'll
and
meet
then
you again
circle-
around 5 and we'll grab
That
dinner.
sounds like a
somewhere.
great idea.
make a reservation.
Okay, and,
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
do you have any preference, or there's a nice little French restaurant, just a couple miles down the road.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
But you better
Well,
do that early in the morning.
Should you eat near the pier? Somewhere in that general area?
Well, that was lunch, right? You talked about dinner.
Yeah.
You said you'd be here tomorrow night too,
What
so.
type of food?
Well, we could do that
I
French
eat
restaurant
basically
tomorrow night.
fish.
What's that?
I don't eat meat. I basically eat fish all
Oh,
the
okay.
Then we
Okay,
probably
gosh.
like a seafood place, some sort of, do you know of any seafood type place
time.
or?
Well, you get what you want. I can get by.
Yeah, and
We'll work it out.
yeah, we'll put our heads together.
There's that pewter mug or whatever that's never been inside, but
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll come up with something.
So what, yeah, by the way, just while we're waiting, one quick question. When the apartment was sold after grandmother died, you moved out pretty much right away, I guess. Or had you already moved out?
Yeah, you were married at that point.
Oh, that's right.
This was before I got married. I was living with my parents or the club, one of the two.
When grandmother died, that was 1980. You were married.
Oh,
you had already had
yeah.
1 or 2 kids.
That's
all
right.
three of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you already married by that time.
Grandmother died, my mother died in 6301.
Yeah, okay.
And
You'd already moved out because you were married.
I was married, and she was there by herself, because Dad had died.
Yeah, okay.
And then when she died, I sold that place.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
I remember sadly some things were stolen out of there.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
disappointing.
I got I got her jewelry out.
Mm-hmm.
but
That
somebody
beautiful
came-
desk,
somebody-
an oriental
yeah,
desk.
yeah, an oriental desk that somebody.
Somebody would have taken a desk? How do you get
Well, it's so
away with
bold.
that?
I guess you just know.
That's big.
You know, we went there,
It's
it
not
was
like,
gone.
it's not like
I
your
don't know.
jewelry where you can kind of throw it in your pocket.
If somebody took
Must have been an
her
inside
costume
job.
jewelry too, they stripped
But they
it.
never could find
But I
out
got
or did
the
it or
other
never
stuff.
prove, I guess.
The good
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
It's
your
just amazing to me.
mother got one of the rings and I got one of the other.
okay.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, what he wanted, because you had your stuff out in Virginia, and
Right.
my stuff pretty well furnished in the other place.
Yeah, I think you took a roll-away desk or something, or a roll desk or something, no?
No, I didn't take any furniture.
Really? Okay.
As a matter of fact, we didn't know what to do with the furniture.
Well, you know, one of the things we took that big red throne chair. We had that in Virginia. You remember that big chair was like a king chair, like a.
Didn't your
Oh.
mom have that, didn't
You
one
took
that
a
marble
desk that you
table
put in the
from
hallway.
there?
Yeah. Come to think of it, we had quite a few things.
So-
Well, no, we had that was.
Taken that already.
We had that before your grandmother died. That was a gift or something. So.
Oh, okay, because I know that couch and table, I thought were from your.
I can't believe you don't remember. If you were walking into the apartment, you're getting ready to walk back into your room. Right before you walked back into your room, you would have made a right turn to go into grandmother and grandfather's room, right?
Yeah.
That wall, right before the right turn, there was a big red chair sitting there. And in the back of it was
Oh, yeah.
about this tall.
It looked like a bishop's chair.
Yeah, right.
And your parents
Right.
kept it downstairs, right, in their
Yeah,
family room?
yeah.
They
that's- I
took
remember
that chair?
Yeah, they took that, yeah.
What your dad, is that something your dad donated to the?
But, you know, I think we actually had it sitting out in the utility room, didn't we?
Yeah, it was there
It was
forever,
all in red.
But
Yeah,
is that something you
yeah,
donated
yeah,
to the
yeah,
Savings
I
and the
remember
Paul Society, or?
probably.
Well, they took it, and then they put it in the utility room.
What happened to the elephant lamp table?
Well, I guess that was, everything must go, huh?
God, I don't know. The only thing that I wanted, your sister, or my sister wanted it, were those two Oriental rugs.
Mm.
And I asked Charlie, what happened to that? And he said,
Yeah, they sold them.
they sold them?
At a certain point, they were all rolled up in the garage in,
Oh,
in
God.
paper bags, you know, and all of that, and they just never. Once we moved from Florida, they never used them in Dale City, so
Yeah.
they sold them.
Yeah, I don't really
Well,
remember
the
that.
furniture, the bedroom furniture, and all of the glassware,
Charlie!
that we had, I gave to my then secretary. She was, I gave her, and she wanted it. And she said, I said, well, I'm not paying to take it out. And she took it out. We gave it to her.
Oh, okay.
But she made the arrangements to get it taken out?
She
Yeah.
had her boyfriend or whatever.
I mean, if somebody can use it and you didn't want it and.
No, we
your
didn't
sister,
want it.
You know?
And you know, I had some qualms about memories too. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys.
You wanna
And I
hit
like
it?
to have
Yeah.
one or two things of, a couple of things of somebody that you know and you look at it and you say, oh, that reminds me of that person.